Me. All right, I'm serving multitasking. How's everybody doing tonight? So glad to see you. Thank you for coming on our Zoom. Oh my, let me pan the room. Hold on one second. Carolyn is there, Charlotte, Barbara, James, Aurelia, Emma, Catherine, Cynthia. Oh my God, who is Samsung? I'll claim Samsung. Bonsiel, thank you, Reggie. Hello, glad to see you guys tonight. I am Rashida Ali. Some call me the queen, some call me a hooker. I'll explain that later. But I am Queen Rashida. I am a partner with our wonderful company, and I'm here tonight to introduce you to our presenter. He is my upline person. He is positioning himself in this world today where money is no longer an issue. He also loves to help people, and he's a lot of fun to be around. Now, most importantly, he knows the facts, all the facts about our business. So, on that note, I'm just going to pass the baton to him. But for those of you who know him, let me introduce him again. And for you who don't know him, let me present to you the one and the only one, Mr. John Hilliard. Let's hear it for him. Come on.
Hey. Thank you very much, Your Highness. I call her Your Highness, y'all. She's Queen Rashida. Isn't she wonderful? Every time she gives that introduction, I feel like I need to start. There needs to be like lights, and I just need to start walking down the red carpet or something like that. Oh boy! But anyway, I appreciate so many people for being on here. Whether you're here in the room on Zoom, or whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, welcome. Definitely are glad that you are here for tonight's meeting to hear all this wonderful information. Um, so on behalf of Queen Rashida and the rest of my team, let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to go and share my screen here and share with everybody why I decided to get involved in such a powerful mission. Just give me 1 second. Where is it? I know it's here. There it is. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I'm in the right spot. Okay, I'm going to go and share my screen. Everybody should be able to see my screen right about now. There we go. Everybody can see that, right?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a truck driver. I've been driving trucks for about 20 years. And if you ask me, it's about 20 years too long. But it is a good job. It's a decent job, but it's also hazardous to your health. That's something I always tell other truck drivers, that truck driving is extremely hazardous to your health. I mean, I was always one of those happy-go-lucky guys. I was a big guy, but when I would come around, I had the smile on my face. Everybody's ready to see the big teddy bear, wrap their arms around him, hear a joke, something like that. But deep down inside, y'all, I was struggling. I was in a lot of pain. Yeah. Brain fog, leaky gut, looking around at other people in a similar situation, similar size, similar condition that were dropping like flies. And, some of these people were people that I grew up with. I didn't want to be next. So I just knew I had to do something. So I came across this product that we're going to talk about tonight. Uh, and when I got started, I made this video that pretty much tells my entire story. So just sit back, relax, enjoy this video. This is my story here.
Everyone has seen this picture. Yeah, that's all 373.6 pounds of me. Truck driving definitely takes a toll on your health. Achy joints, out of breath just walking to the building, tired all the time, brain fog, waking up with headaches every morning. I knew I had to do something, but everything that I had tried in the past just wasn't working. So I heard about the Feel Great system and decided to give it a try. Hey, what did I have to lose? They say there's a 90-day money-back guarantee, so I decided to give it a shot. Okay, here we go. Tastes good. Well, after being on the system without dieting and no exercise, here's what I look like now. About 100 pounds down and still dropping. Now what are you waiting on? Here's the info to get started.
right, all right. So yeah, I'm down 100 pounds, 273, all from 373, feeling great, still losing weight, and sharing the information with everybody, including you. So I'm definitely want to welcome again all of the new people here. That's my story. And you know what? This is the easiest system I have ever tried. Nothing has ever been easier than this. Okay, so like I said, I'm a truck driver. And this is where I found myself. I got caught up in what I call the truck driver trade-off. Now, what is that, you may ask? Well, you ask any truck driver this, they'll say the same thing. You never really have enough free time to spend with friends and family because you're always gone out there on the road. And even though it can be a good job, I'm thankful for it. When these wheels aren't rolling, not making any money. So you got a choice, either make the money and have no social life, be away from friends and family, or be at home broke, because all your friends and family don't spend your money. But that's another story. But most importantly, my health and my weight have become a major issue in my life. Now, I do understand that everyone here is not a truck driver, but perhaps you too have a job or a situation that you're in that keeps you on the go, that keeps you running from here to there. Sometimes when it comes to mealtime, you just got to get whatever you can get. So let me ask everybody a question. If you had all the time, all the money in the world, it'd be pretty difficult to enjoy without great health, right? Does everybody agree with that statement? Raise your hand if you do. And one thing about truck drivers too, it's a very stressful job, lots of long hours, odd hours. Sometimes you're driving in the morning, sometimes you're driving at night. And the food out here is not always the best, y'all. Fast food all over the place, or packaged processed junk. Yeah. So let me share with everybody a few disturbing facts. About 93% of adults in America are metabolically unhealthy. High blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar problems. They're at an all-time high. Most people are suffering from unwanted fat and low energy. I was definitely caught up in that number. Over 100 million adults in the US are currently dealing with diabetes or pre-diabetes. And a lot of them don't even know that they have it. Heart disease, it's become the #1 killer in the world. That we know, that's global. Childhood obesity is also a growing problem. And again, focusing on truck drivers, that's just where one of my passions lies. We're twice as likely to struggle with obesity, more than 50% susceptible to diabetes. A lot of truck drivers smoke, and these blood pressure numbers are out of control. Every truck driver at some point in time during their career is concerned about their blood pressure. 87% of us are dealing with it. And sleep disorders are also very, very common. So taking all this into consideration, let me ask everyone another question. Raise your hand if you agree with this. I think we got a problem health-wise. We got a big problem, don't we? Yeah. Well, one of the reasons behind these health problems is our modern day food environment, because it's causing all of us to suffer from what's known as metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance. Okay. And it starts from the moment you get up, where we're just bombarded by all these names that we've come to pretty much know and love. These are those boxes, those cans that we find in our refrigerator, in our kitchen, ready to feed us those 5 major food groups. Y'all know what the 5 major food groups are, right? That's the high fructose corn syrup, those artificial ingredients, refined carbohydrates, the low nutrients, and the low fiber. Okay, those aren't the 5 major food groups, but y'all know what I mean. I get the point. It's very, very addictive, and it's not good for us. But we know that about the processed stuff. Even the produce, the agriculture. I mean, as a truck driver, I've been places. I got stories, y'all. Some things y'all just don't want to know what happens to our food before it gets to your grocery store, and even worse, and from there to your home. Yeah, I've seen some stuff. I heard some stories, and I've been kept out of certain areas for very suspicious reasons. Hey, look at the size of these chickens in these pictures. Back in the day, back in the 50s, they're regular size, but now they're like the size of small puppies. We've all been to the grocery store and seen the oversized produce, the apples, the onions, everything is huge. Even the pumpkins have skin tags on them now, man. What's up with that? They're taking a lot of the fiber out of the processed grains and feeding to us and just leaving us with the starch. And it's causing all this insulin resistance. So what is insulin resistance? Well, here's a few signs of insulin resistance. And as I go through these, ask yourself the question, are you or somebody that you know dealing with any of these signs? The skin tags, the dark bumps, the moles running up and down the back of your neck, down to your shoulders, basically harmless, but it is a sign of insulin resistance. That discoloration around your neck. A lot of people think you didn't wash behind your neck good. That ain't dirt. It's discoloration is a sign of insulin resistance too. Constant hunger, inability to lose weight. Anybody have those problems? That was me all day long. Constantly craving the salt and sugar. Got to have the chips. Got to have the cookies, the crackers, the peanuts. Hey, what is that? I don't care. Just give me a whole lot of it. If it's got sugar, it's got salt in it, I want it. Those cravings are signs of insulin resistance. Migraines, aches and pains. These knees were screaming at me, y'all, carrying around so much weight. I used to wake up with headaches all the time. Had no idea why. Maybe it was my blood pressure. Maybe it was my cholesterol levels. I don't know. But what I do know now is that it is a sign of insulin resistance. Fatigue. You get up and go, got up and went. You wake up tired. After a big meal, you have the itis. Yeah. We think that the itis is normal, but it's not. It's a sign of insulin resistance. How about that upper abdominal obesity? If you touch your abdomen, the top part of your abdomen, and it feels hard, that ain't a six-pack that you're feeling. That's hard fat caked around your organs. It's, choking them to death. Because your organs are supposed to expand and contract and move as food, blood, and fluid flows through them. But if they can't do that, then guess what? That's a problem. All that is a sign of insulin resistance. Well, let me ask the question again. Are you or somebody that you know dealing with any of these signs? Raise your hand if so. Yeah, we know a lot of people. 93% of the population is struggling with something. So we see these all over the place. Well, here's the good news is that if you can get rid of insulin resistance, you can get rid of most health problems. That's the truth. And that's a very, very simple answer. Now, I'm going to ask one of my partners, Queen Rashida Ali, to talk about the company, if she would, please.
All right. Thank you, John. And again, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming on. Let me tell you about this wonderful company. All right, here we go. The name of our company is Unicity International. This is their newest facility located in Las Vegas, Nevada. Formerly known as Rexall Drugs, Unicity was founded in 2001 when Rexall merged with Enrich International. Now, in 2006, the top Unicity distributor, Mr. Stuart Hughes, who has over 3 decades of experience, became the CEO and owner of the company. Now, under his leadership, Unicity has become totally debt-free and is also recognized as one of the top 500 privately held companies in the United States. We're currently doing business in over 60 countries and support over 20 languages worldwide. Unicity's sole mission is to make life better. Unicity holds a very strong position within the wellness industry, which is on track to becoming a $1 trillion industry over the next 8 to 10 years and is predicted to create 10 million new millionaires. We are Unicity International. Thank you, John.
Right. Yes,
I
indeed.
love doing that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We can tell. All right. All that being said, y'all, here comes another question. Who would like a slice of a $1 trillion pie? I'm just curious. Raise your hand if you would love a slice of that $1 trillion pie. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, type in the comments. Hey, type in pie or money, dollar signs. All right. Let's go and pivot back to the topic of our product. And our name of our product is the Feel Great System. I'm going to ask Mr. Dennis Williams to help me out in talking about these two wonderful products.
Thank you, John. Glad to do that. Our flagship product is called the Feel Great System. Now, John, it consists of two powerful food-based products, Unimate Tea and the Unicity Balance. First up is the Unimate Tea. And this is a game changer, John. This tea helps you feel great all day, and I do mean all day. It boosts your mood and your physical performances. It also boosts mental clarity, helps with brain fog, and it supports your mental health. Now, it suppresses hunger, cravings. It gives you 10 times more feel-good elements found in a typical cup of coffee without the crashes or the jitters. Now, it can be enjoyed hot or cold. 5-step process includes hand-picking the leaves, fire roasted, extraction, concentrated, and the purification system that we have. From the farm to the company manufacturer till you sack it to your bottom. That is the Unamate tea, John.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Williams. Appreciate that. You know, one thing I love about the Unamate is all these clinical studies that have been done on it. I mean, look at some of these results. You know, strength increased by 13%, and aerobic fitness increased by 5% in single use. Psychological well-being increased by 20% after taking the Unamate. Look at these cholesterol numbers. Improvements in LDL, triglycerides, even A1C levels went down just having the Unamate. And of course, we all love that weight management, right? 7% reduction in hip circumference, 10% reduction in your waist circumference, and even a reduction in weight of almost 5% in kilograms. I mean, this is some powerful stuff. Down in South America, it's known as La Bebida de los Dioses, the Spanish for the drink of the gods. Yeah, and for good reason. All right, now I'm going to talk about the balance. The balance is designed to help manage your glucose levels, your cholesterol levels, and your triglyceride levels. It has 4 patented blends. It has a fiber matrix. Now, this gives you 8 strands of fiber to balance out your gut health while promoting optimal fat loss. It also has a 7X technology. This expands inside your stomach, keep you from overeating, and allows you to feel full. And it keeps you full for a long time. Snacking goes down, cravings goes down. All that crawls to a stop. It slows your glucose absorption into your bloodstream, also keeps your blood glucose levels low. It has that cardio matrix, and this supports your heart health. The vitamin complex provides you with daily vitamins and minerals, and this is some powerful stuff, very, very powerful stuff. And when you take the balance, like I said earlier, it controls those glucose levels. On the left side of your screen, what you're looking at is your glucose levels without the balance, especially with carbohydrates. That micronutrient spikes your blood sugar pretty much more than anything. So you have this high blood sugar spike, but then afterwards, before too long, really, you have a crash, which means all of a sudden you're going to start feeling hungry again. It's all because you can't burn fuel like you're supposed to. You're not burning the fat for fuel. You're burning what you just ate. You're hungry again. Cravings continue, and you also might start feeling a little irritable. My parents raised me to have a very, very clean mouth, but when I was 373, don't tell nobody. But yeah, I was rated R. Let me just leave it like that. When you have the balance, you have that blood sugar control. You don't have that high glucose spike. You also don't have the crash. You're able to burn fat a lot easier because of that. Your hunger is controlled. Hunger, just goes away. I only had one meal today, by the way. And even right now, I'm not hungry. That was around noon when I ate. Nope, not hungry. 8 hours later. Cravings are controlled. You also have steady energy, y'all. That's with the balance. Now, the way we do things at Unicity is very, very unique. We have our own in-house scientists and specialists. We don't source everything from some third party and slap a label on it. No, Unicity does their own research with their own scientists. There's also third-party certifications from all these sports agencies. Professional athletes aren't going to put just anything into their bodies. Unicity also has 18 natural products listed in the PDR. Not going to find out with a whole lot of other products, okay? There's been so many clinical studies done on these products, from these universities, hospitals, leading clinics, BYU, Cleveland Clinic, UNLV, Sydney University. They're the home of the glycemic index. Numerous studies done at Sydney University in Australia. Columbia University, University of Connecticut. Even the Cleveland Clinic said that such a product, if taken regularly, can lower cardiovascular risk on a population basis and potentially decrease the need and or dose of lipid-lowering prescription drugs. That was the Cleveland Clinic that said that. Okay, those aren't my words. That's their words. #1 heart hospital in the world. These products are patented, and the ingredients are sourced directly from the farmers. Here's how you take the system. In the morning, you get up, you have your Unamate. You've been fasting all night long since dinner. So let's keep that going, okay? The longer you can go, the better. You got to go at least 12 to 16 hours. But if you can go longer, even better. That fire represents all the fat burning that's going on in your body because your body has switched to a new fuel source, all right? No more burning, lunch. All that's been burnt up and gone. So it starts switching to all that hamburger hanging underneath your chin, that pasta swinging underneath your arm, that pizza circling around your waist, and that birthday cake that you're sitting on. It starts to dip into all of that, okay? Lunchtime, you got choices. You can have another Unamate, keep your fast going. Maybe you're busy, maybe you just want that extra fat burn. Or you can have a Unamate with a light lunch. If that lunch has a lot of carbohydrates in it, take your balance, okay? To keep those glucose levels low. But if your largest meal is at dinner time, have your balance before dinner time. Okay, you might want another Unimate in the afternoon. Maybe you like to work out in the afternoon. That's how you take the systems. Very, very easy. It's effortless. You got time-based eating that intermittent fasting along with maintaining a calorie deficit without having to count a single calorie. One thing that people also notice when they get on the Feel Great system is not only are they improving their health, but they're improving their wealth because this system saves you so much money. Look at the comments that have rolled in about this. Grocery savings, $200 a month, $500 a month. Savings on medications, no more antidepressants, insulin levels, out of there. High blood pressure medicines, reduced or eliminated. Even CPAs are sending in comments, that they know about budgeting, and even they're noticing the cost savings, right? This system is very, very powerful, very, very powerful. Okay, so with all that being said, that is our system. This system is unique, it's unmistakable, impossible to duplicate. Comes in different flavors. It tastes great, and it's also safe for children as well as lactating mothers. All right. Does all that make sense? Raise your hand if it does. All right. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and open up the floor to anyone that has questions, testimonies. I also want to definitely welcome and thank all of you for showing up. 23 people here online tonight. We all know somebody with insulin resistance. Next Thursday, we should have at least 46 people coming on here. All right. So I saw Ms. Dana's hand raised. Go ahead, Ms. Dana. The floor is yours.
She's probably on mute, John. She said she's having problems hearing.
What now?
She might be on mute, and she texted me and said she was having problems hearing.
Okay, her microphone's muted now. Yes, Ms. Greenwood. We'll come back to you, Ms. Dana.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to the doctor today, and I went from 6A1 to a 5A1, which I'm very excited about. And my sugar went down 1 point.
Fantastic.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm losing meds. I'm happy. I'm losing meds.
All right. That's kind of stuff we love hearing. We love hearing this stuff. All right. All right. What did your doctor say?
She told me that I was doing a really good job, and she asked me, was I still on that program that I had already mentioned to her, and I told her yes. I told her my goal is to get off medication, so she said I need to lose about 10% more of my weight, and I could probably get off 2 more medications, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm really trying hard to stick to the program because I love sugar so much. So that's why my sugar went down, because I cut back on that sugar.
Great, great. All right. You guys still can't hear us, Ms. Dana? I see you got your microphone off. Still unable to hear.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Ms. Dana. Let's see. Who invited Ms. Dana?
I did.
You did? Okay. Definitely, get back with Dennis. He can definitely answer, any questions that you have. If it's just about the sound, then we'll try to get that worked out. Anybody else want to share a testimony or have any questions? Come back in. Anybody else have any questions?
Mr.
Okay,
John,
so
I don't have
Mr.
John. Mr. John, can you hear me? I don't
Yes,
have
ma'am.
a question, but I know every week you keep asking me if I started, and yes, I started a week ago, and about a couple of weeks I should be able to give my testimony. I'm very, very pleased so far.
Okay. Now wait a minute. Hold on a second now. You started how long ago?
A week ago.
A week ago. You should already have a story developed.
I do have a story. I tell you, I'm very, very pleased with it. I said that.
Why are you pleased with it?
I'm pleased with it because I feel much better. I feel a lot better. I haven't checked to see how much weight I've lost because I didn't take it for weight. I took it so that I can eliminate some of this medication that I have. I go to the doctor on April the 4th, And then I should know a little bit more about what to tell you about the results of that. But
Okay.
other than that, I feel great.
All right. I'll let
And I
y'all feel
also
good about
invited
it.
some people. I have Miss Irma Everett is on. I invited her tonight, like I invited Miss Jan last week. So I'm having people to start coming because I'm able to tell them, that I'm feeling better now.
All right. Well, welcome to all the
Fantastic.
project. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting. Welcome everybody. Welcome. One of the questions, one of the frequently asked questions that I get is how soon before I start seeing results? And I always tell people the very first week. And I believe most of the other people here, all the other distributors, people that have been on the system for a while, would probably agree with me when I say that that very first week, your energy level typically just skyrockets.
Mhm.
That's
You notice
right.
something like that, Ms. Barber?
That's right.
We,
Mine
we call
has.
it the,
I feel
the
more
non-scale.
energetic. Hmm.
All right. That's what I was looking to get out of it.
Yeah, yeah, I feel great. I said I feel great.
All right. All right. Thank you for that.
John?
Yes, Your Highness.
John, I would like to thank my guest for coming on. Barbara we had that talk about her energy, but I think sometimes people don't think that's part of the story, but that's usually everybody's first story. It was my first story that I felt the energy just soar. And then a couple weeks, I saw some weight loss and some inches. But like Barbara said, it's not a diet. We don't diet for this. But I want to tell you that my A1C number has gone down from 6.5 to 6.0. I'm down 41 pounds.
Wow.
I don't have any pain in my body anymore. I had arthritis in my hip and my shoulder. I was hurting all over because there was a kidney stone last year. I ended up having to get rid of that, but I was looking at having to have a hip replacement. I haven't been back to the doctor for another shot. I don't take any painkillers. I don't have any pain. And then again, the weight is gone because I'm not into chocolate chip cookies like I used to be, and I'm not into potato chips like I used to be. It has curbed my appetite so much that I am down 41 pounds. I feel great. And for me, every day is a feel great day. Thank you.
That Cheetah. All right. So these are some wonderful testimonies, y'all. One of the things that we always tell everybody, if you're not yet on the system and you're ready to get started, definitely get back with the person that invited you. I'm going to share my screen again. We do these Zoom meetings just about every night of the week. Okay. So when you do get on the system and start developing your story, we want you to share your story with people. Now, you might not feel comfortable really talking about the system because you're new, you don't know everything about it, but invite your people like Miss Barbara did to these Zoom meetings. Feel free to screenshot this. I'll get to you in a second, right after this, Marie. Feel free to screenshot this and invite people to these Zoom meetings. We talk about this almost every night of the week, and we're really trying to get the word out about these products. We want them so regular that when you look at your kitchen table and see the salt and pepper shakers, we also want you to see the Unimod and balance sitting there right there with it. Okay. Yes, Ms. Ramirez.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, John.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I was able to touch base with my customer, friend of mine, not customer. Remember I told you she had digestive issues? Wonderful news today. She was able to sleep. She was able to hold her food. Everything went swell. So I'm very happy for her. I can't wait. And yesterday was just the first day. She called me later today, this evening, to tell me that she had energy. When I went to go drop off the system to her and some lunch for her, she just didn't care. She was just very, very hungry, but she hasn't been able to retain anything. She's been having digestive system issues since last year, and they started up again. And I'm telling you, she said, I don't know what you gave me, but it's working. I'm keeping my food down. I was like, okay, keep doing it. So I'll be checking on with her tomorrow again. So yeah, it was good news today. Thank you, John.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Congratulations to her on that. All right. So not only do we do these meetings every night of the week, but periodically, I'm going to share this screen with you. We have these mega meetups, and here's 4 of them that are coming up. Okay. And before I continue, let me ask, how many people here are from Georgia?
I am, John.
Okay. If you're from Georgia, if you're from Houston, Dallas, Sacramento, definitely
Georgia.
get to one of these mega meetups. Definitely get to one of these mega meetups. Okay. And especially not only if you hear about the system, if you hear about the products, but even if you're considering getting into the business. Why do I say that? Because at these mega meetups, y'all, I'm gonna enlarge this, so feel free to take a picture of this. All right, feel free to screenshot this. All right, not only do you want to come to these meetings just to hear more about the system, but if you're thinking about the business, really come on out. And if you're on the fence about getting it, I urge you strongly to consider getting in it before these meetings, because so many people show up, and one of the things that they want to do is buy those systems that are available in hand. Okay, so we always tell people, we talk about this on Saturdays when we talk about the business meeting. People like to buy those products, that they can get right there, on the spot. And if you're a new business partner and you buy your 10-pack and go to one of these mega meetups, you're going to make your money back very, very quickly. Okay, that's something that we talk about on Saturdays. Let me bring that up. Did everybody see that? Everybody could see that screen, right? Share this one. There we go. Okay. And when we talk about the business, one thing we're going to do when you come into the field grade system, even if you're just a customer, we're going to share with you our 3-step strategy. We call it running the play. You're going to use the product and you're going to develop a story. Okay. Just like Miss Barbara, she feels great. She has a lot of energy. She's only been on it for a week. And already her story is taking shape. That's a story that she can now start sharing with people. And she is sharing with people. And as a result, people are here to hear more about it. Maybe it can work for them. Okay. We want everyone to do the same thing. Okay. This is our Saturday meeting. If you're interested in coming into the business, come on out on Saturdays. Our own Coach Hoyt is going to talk a little bit about this. I'll let him talk about that in a second. But first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you have the ability to find people that have diabetes, high blood pressure, or would like to lose weight? Who can answer yes to that question? Raise your hand. I think we all know somebody. I think we do. Okay. Well, if so, then welcome to the family. That's all we do is look for those people. Okay. Which leads us to step 2 of our play. Every month, share your story and the system with at least 2 people. Get them to use it. Okay. Just 2 people, not 10, not 100. I mean, you can if you want, but all we ask of you is just share with at least 2 people. With enough of us doing that, we'll get. I mean, that's like what, more than doubling the numbers, each month. Think about that. We're going to grow very, very quickly. Okay. Let me pivot and talk about the wealth side of the field grade system just for a moment. A lot of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency, at least according to NerdWallet. Okay. Not only that, but when it comes to exposure to the stock market, we're kind of lacking on that too. Okay, these numbers show here, they're broken down by race, but even regardless of which category you fall into, these numbers are pretty much unacceptable. So when you come into the system, you start out with a pack of 10 field grade systems that you're able to sell. When you get those customers, you're going to start making $250 each month just off those 10 customers. Now, some are going to come, some are going to go. That's why another reason why we suggest finding 2 each month to replace those that get to their goals and, feel like they might need to stop. But when you get those 10, you can sell all 10. You can keep 1, sell 9 of them. You can maybe use 1 as samples and sell the other 9. Either way, you're going to end up with a 10. Also, when you sign up, if you're just a customer or a business partner, you're going to get your own personalized web link. Share that link. Everybody, if you're ready to start with the system tonight, get back with the person that invited you. They're going to give you their link so that you can order your own system. And even if they're not in the business, they're going to at least save $10 just by you ordering. And we'll do the same thing for you. But if you are in the business, you're going to get cash money. Okay, 10 customers equals $250 at $25 a box. And most distributors are able to maintain 10 customers minimum each month. So let's see what $250 can do for you. I mean, that's not a whole lot of money, but for starters, hey, I'll take $250 a month. Who would agree with that? Who would take $250? I would definitely love an extra $250 each month. Yeah. Let's take a look at this. This goes over the past 8 months. Okay. If you just let that money stack, didn't touch it, assuming that you got a decent job. All right. By the end of 8 months, you have about $2,000. You can also see these other breakdowns if you just put in a savings account. And I found one of the higher paying savings accounts paying 0.05% APY. That's still nothing. You're not making much. My favorite option is on the bottom when you're investing into the stock market. That's the VOO. It follows the S&P 500, which earns about maybe 6 to 7% each year. Keep that in mind. That brings us to the third step of our strategy. Duplicate. We want you to duplicate. Okay, there's other people out there that are wanting to make money as well. And a lot of people these days are looking for something to do on the side, something to earn some residual income. All right. And when you do that, your business is going to really, really start to grow. Okay. Let me introduce you to Myron Golden. I kind of consider him somewhat of a mentor. Well, he has this thing that he talks about that he calls a virtual millionaire. All right. Now, before I get into that, let me take you all back to high school. Everybody remember this algebra formula? If A equals B, B equals C, then A equals C. It's called the transitive property of equality. All right. Some of y'all still thinking back, that's kind of been a while, but just keep that in mind while I talk about this virtual millionaire. Follow me on this one. A millionaire will invest his money into some sort of vehicle that's going to earn him interest. Because if he just starts going out and spending his millions, before too long, he won't be a millionaire anymore. So they're going to find something that's going to pay them residual income so that they can keep their million, invested somewhere. As I said earlier, the S&P grows at about 6 to 7% each year. That's when adjusted for inflation. So let's take a look at some numbers. If you have $1 million, that's earning 6% annually. That's $60,000, correct? Well, let's divide that by 12. And we get $5,000 each month. So looking back at that formula, if a millionaire can find a vehicle that's earning him $5,000 a month, and you, though you're not a millionaire, but if you have a passive vehicle that pays you $5,000 each month, could you live like a millionaire? Who agrees with that statement? Yeah. Welcome to Feel Great. So let's see what that looks like. Like I said, every month, you're going to earn a minimum, if you have 10 customers, of $250. All right. And then you run into play, using the product, sharing your story, and duplicating. Then you find a partner. By the way, you earn $5 commission for everything that your partner does. Okay. So you bring in a partner and you're both running the play. You're getting your $250. He's getting his $250. But because you get $5 off what they do, that's an extra $50. So now you're at $300. And now you're both running the play. All right, let's keep this going. Now you both found partners. You got your $250, and those 3 other partners, you're getting $5 each off them. That's an extra $150. So now you're at $400. Let's let this play out for another few months. By the time you get to month 8, are you already living like a millionaire? Yeah, everybody sees this, right? One more thing I should add in. Each time you sign up a partner, you get an extra $250 because they're buying a 10-pack. $25 a box means you get an extra $250. So this is what your money really looks like. And this is what we talk about on Saturdays, okay? So if you want to hear more about that, definitely get back with the person that invited you. Our own Coach Hoyd talks about that every Saturday morning. I'm going to open up the floor to him right now so he can talk about that. If you would, please, Coach Hoyd.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for the everyone here. Thank the person that invited you. This is such an amazing group tonight. Lots of eyeballs, lots of people looking around, kicking the tires, and it's okay. It's okay. Make sure you get back with the person that invited you and thank them for the opportunity to hear about this amazing disruptive product, disruptive to the Food and Drug Administration. People are getting healthy on this product. Now, Mr. Hilliard asked me to talk a little bit about the business. And I want to say most businesses fail, Aurelia, because they fail in the first 5 years because they can't get financing. They go to the banks and they can't get credit qualified. They're waiting for government grants, and their grant writers are not good. Or they work a job, Miss Rashida, that they're capped. They're not happy with their job. Some people have tried to look into getting franchises. There's the franchise that is currently available called Pink's Window Service. It's a window cleaning service. And all you have to have liquid money of $25,000 in your bank right now to start that company, just to start it. And then there's a $14,000 franchise fee, that a royalty fee that you have to just apply. With the Field Great Business, there's no background check. You have to be 18 years or older. This is a family business. So I do encourage, even if you are a distributor here today, bring your family into your business. Grow your business as fast as you can. Now, John, a lot of people, they're out selling T-shirts and tie-dyes and oils. But if some of those things get caught up in customs or get caught in other countries, you're without a product. You're out of business. With our company, we actually have a debt-free company that fulfills all our orders. We've been there, Ms. Rashida. We've seen the manufacturing. We've seen the ability for us to get to market as fast as possible. And guess what? There's no employees. No credit card services. We don't have to worry about anybody hacking our back office. Our website's going down. We get our own website. So let me tell you, a lot of businesses fail because of the quality control, the employees. And if you work with someone today that you did not like, you have to stay with them. In this business, you run your own business. And we've shrunk the process, John. So if you're here today for the first time or the second time, or maybe been watching this for over a year, I'm going to tell you, this is a great time to come in this business. What John and I have done is we've come together and we've said, hey, listen, if you sign up today, here's a bonus. Sign up today on subscription. We're going to give you $100 credit on your account. $100. Unisys is going to give you $100 credit as long as you stay on the product for 3 months. That's a bonus today. So if you're here today for the first time, sign up for a subscription and you get a $100 credit added to your account. $25 for the first month, $25 for the second month, and $50 for the third month. Is that amazing? That's a bonus for you today if you want to just take the product. I know Ms. Rashida, she's always claiming a lot of people on this call, so get with her to give you her link, and you can buy the product from her, and she'll get you set up. Now, you want to become a distributor like Reggie Crocker, okay, like some of the other folks that are here. John and I have gotten together, and we are going to guarantee you, if you sign up today, we're going to buy all the product back from you if you don't sell all your product in 30 days. Now, there's some stipulations, but we are committed that people are selling their product in 10 days. Some people are selling them in 30 minutes. They're getting back all their money. It's $15.49 to get a license. With that license, get your own website. You get 10 systems for free, one for you. The others will sell them for $175. You'll make $15.75, and that'll make you whole. Now, in 30 days, if you do the things that we ask, Ms. Rashida, and they do have 5 boxes left over, we're buying back from them to make you whole. So get back with the person that invited you. Don't get caught up in the trap of trying to get into a business that does not have a product or even a service. Because if you cannot fulfill it, it's going to be tough. We're fulfilling products and we're also fulfilling health. Get back with the person that invited you. We do have a Zoom call that comes on Saturday. Don't be late because we're about business. Thank you so much, John.
All right. Thank you, Coach Hoyer. All right. We are coming up on the top of the hour, and we do have another Zoom call that's going to be starting or being hosted by our own nurse, Lavanya Crawford. I'm going to go ahead and give her the microphone so she can talk about that a little bit.
Wow, great call this evening. Come back at 7 o'clock, invite some friends, some family, where you can hear more about the amazing Feel Great system, how we are just changing lives every day. We're not stopping, we're just growing and growing. So get your folks lined up, come right back up at 7 o'clock. Hear Nurse Crawford talk about the Feel Great system and Coach and my whole team.
All right, thank you for that, Ms. Crawford. Nurse Crawford. All right, thank you. All right. We definitely have gone over tonight, but I do want to again thank everyone for coming on out. Is there anybody that's ready to buy the system right now? Definitely get back with the person that invited you, or you can hang on Zoom a little bit longer after everybody else is left. We'll go and get you signed up. You and your sponsor. We'll go and get you signed up tonight. And also, if you're ready to start the business tonight, hang around. I'll hang around for a little bit, and we'll go ahead and get you started. Okay. All that being said, Ms. Dana, I see you came back. Are you still here? I definitely wanted to give Ms. Dana a chance to say what it is she had to say earlier. I don't see her. Okay. If there is nothing else, am I forgetting anything else, team?
Coach, I'm sorry, John. I just want to thank TJ or Mr. James for coming with Carol and Thomas. I believe Mr. Kevin is a relative of theirs, so thank you for bringing him on board. Barbara Pierce brought Miss Irma, and I believe Miss Beverly is a lady that I met. I won't say where, Beverly, if it's who I think it is, because my team will tease me if I told them where I met you. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming on, and we look forward to you signing up and becoming a part of this wonderful, wonderful program that we have, the company and the whole works, and the training. The training is key. So we're getting it from these two guys, Coach Hoyd and John Hilliard, for sure. Thank you, John.
Thank you. All right. If there is nothing else, I do want to thank everybody one more time for coming on out tonight. Again, get back with the person that invited you. That's to order the product, getting started with the business. If you need help with that, I'll hang around for a few minutes afterwards after I dismiss everybody. But there is nothing else. Until the next time, y'all go and feel great.
Good night.
Night.